do anything in the production system, not the SPRO and not even the end-to-end transactions. Okay, it is completely responsibility of the end users to do the transactions in this production system. Even in the quality system, we can, if we have the access, many times we don't have the access to the quality system also to perform the transactions. We only have the display access so that we can verify that whatever changes we have transported, whether those are working here or not. But otherwise, we don't have much access to do the transactions in some of the projects. Most of the projects, you will be able to do everything in quality. But in some of the projects, if the customer is very specific that quality system is only for my end users, not for the consultants, so you'll not be able to do any transactions here. Okay, and production, obviously, none of the customer will allow you to do any transaction in the production system. Okay, so this is hardly you will be having, at the most you'll be having the display access so that you can go and see whether your configurations are properly done or not, but otherwise you are not allowed to change anything in the production system. Now, if you remember, I told you whenever you log in, let's assume the system that we are using, this is a development system. Okay, I'm connecting to this development system. Okay, so here, if you see now, I told you that you will be getting a separate for development, for quality and production. And each and every server, whenever you try to connect, you may get multiple clients, right? So the next activity is within the development system, I may have different clients. Are you getting it? I can have two different clients within the development system. Why do I need two different clients?
One is to do development and another is to do test the development.
Right. So it can be for various different purposes. Or maybe instead of development, let me say I need two different clients in the quality system. Okay, one is to perform the UAT and second is to perform the testing. Okay, so it is up to us. It is not necessary that we need two clients or one client, but just remember that this is the client concept where we can have multiple clients within a particular system. So let's say client, this is first client is for UAT and second client is for
pre-production
training. Yeah, you can say it again, up to you how you want to use it. In my case, I am saying this is used for training, providing the end user training to the end users. This is the training client and this is the UAT client. Okay, so whenever you will be logging, first of all, you have to tell the system whether you want to log in into quality or you want to log in production. Once you say quality, within quality, you need to tell the system whether you want to log into the UAT system or you want to log into the training system. So for example, let's assume this is my quality system. Within quality, I can enter the client. So let's assume 400 is my client for UAT and 800 is my client for the training. Okay, so based on where I want to log in, I need to specify the client. Now within each and every client, what you will do is you will be setting up the complete end-to-end enterprise structure. Okay, end-to-end enterprise structure, which consists of end-to-end enterprise structure, which consists of all your modules. So you will be setting up the enterprise structure from FI point of view. You will be setting up the enterprise structure from the sales point of view. You will be setting up the enterprise structure from the purchasing and any other modules, whatever are in your scope. Right. So I don't want to complicate here. That is the reason I'm saying end-to-end enterprise structure, which I'll show you in the next slide. Otherwise, I could have drawn everything here, but that will become too much in one slide. So this end-to-end enterprise structure, I will try to show you here. So first level is obviously client. As I told you, whatever you do under the client. So let's assume this is.
And Vikram, there's no way to copy that enterprise structure from one client to another client.
It is possible. There is something called as client copy.
I see. Okay.
You can do that. That is basis activity. So if you want to copy the things from one client to another client, it is called as a client copy. Okay, so the upmost, like you can say within the enterprise structure, what is the first object which is having the highest node? That is nothing but client. Everything comes within the client. Okay, I'll tell you why. If you configure anything in the training client, definitely that will not be appearing in your UAT client. So whatever activities that you are doing, it is client wise. Whatever configurations you will do, whatever SPRO transactions that you will carry out, that is independent of one client to another client. So if I'm doing anything in UAT client, that will not be visible in training client. If I'm doing anything in the training client, that will not be visible in the UAT client. That is the whole purpose of creating two clients, right? We don't want to mix up two things. That is the reason we created two clients. So ultimately, everything will start from the client. If you see any enterprise structure, okay, wherever you go to, even if you go to Google and try how the enterprise structure looks like, the first thing is that you'll be able to see the client. And the reason, as I told you, is obvious, that each and every client has its own set of data, which is independent of other clients. Even your user ID and password. So, for example, if you are logging to this system, if you enter client 400, it may be possible that the user ID and password is different, and your user ID and password is different for 800 client. So in short, these clients are completely independent of each other. Just the number, it is just not the number. Based on this number, the entire thing in the system works. And that is the reason this is a top node within the SAP enterprise structure. Now within client, I will introduce some new terminologies which you may not heard till now, but as I told you, we will keep on understanding it, and whatever is important, we will be having a complete discussion. So within the client, we can have one or multiple operating concerns. Okay, operating concern. Now, what is operating concern? So just remember, this operating concern is only required if customer is implementing COPA. Okay, so as I told you, there are a lot of things. I am just giving you the overall idea. There are a lot of things which are not in your control as a FI, as a MM, as a SD consultant, but still you should be aware about the end-to-end enterprise structure. That is the reason I'm introducing this terminologies. So what exactly is COPA? COPA is one of the module, or COPA is one of the functionality within SAP CEO module. Okay, only if you are exactly, COPA stands for PA stands for profitability analysis. So only if you are using that module, then only the operating concern is relevant. If you are not using this COPA module, then you can ignore this operating concern and you can directly go to the next level. So operating concern is optional. It is only required if a customer is implementing COPA. Within the operating concerns, there can be multiple controlling areas. Okay, so in my case, I'm writing 2. So this is controlling area 1. And this is controlling area 2. As the name itself says, this is only required if you are using which module in SAP? Controlling module.
Yeah.
CO module. Yes. In SAP, you have a complete independent CO module. Independent means it is a separate module, but it has a very tight integration with all the other modules in SAP. So Below client, you can have one or multiple operating concerns. Within each and every operating concern, you can have one or multiple controlling areas. Okay, so we said operating concern is only required if a customer is implementing COPA, and we said controlling area is only required if we are using CO module. But again, let me tell you, it is not possible. Earlier it was possible, but now in S4HANA, because there are a lot of improvements, and none of the customer will go without controlling area, right? So controlling area is definitely required. So CO module, in short, is definitely required. So whatever we have written here, we have said that we will be using which modules? Where is that slide? This one. No. Yeah. So we have seen financials, but if you see, there is some part of CO. So even if you are not using detailed CO, for example, we said COPA. COPA is also part of CO. So even if we are not implementing COPA, the basic functionalities of controlling, they will be covered in the controlling area. So controlling area is required even if you want to use the basic features of controlling. Okay, so controlling areas are 100% required in SAP S4HANA, because without CO, there are very rare scenarios where the implementation will take place. So controlling areas are definitely required, and within controlling area, there comes the different company codes. What is company code now? So let's assume company code 1 and company code 2. What do you mean by company code in SAP?
The legal entity.
Exactly. Company code is nothing but the legal entity. Okay, what do you mean by legal entity? So any entity, okay, whenever you are implementing SAP, let's say you are implementing SAP with for the, let's say, Amazon India. So Amazon India Private Limited or Amazon India Limited, either it is a private limited or public limited, whatever. That is a legal entity. It is registered as per the Companies Act in India, right? Same way, a company which is registered in US, for example, okay, Amazon INC, for example, or SAP AG or SAP SE. So these are the companies which are registered in different countries. SAP SE is a company which is registered in Germany or in the Europe, right? So that itself is a legal entity. So the legal entity means the company which is registered in the Companies Act of that particular country. If you are implementing, if I come to our example, let's assume the answer. How many legal entities and in which countries? If the answer is Walmart has the legal entities, 2 legal entities or 3 legal entities, I'm giving the example. Okay, which 3 legal entities? So Walmart US or Walmart, you can say INC, which is registered in US. So this is my country. Okay, Walmart AG, which is registered in, let's say, Germany. Germany is DE. If you see the, okay, I'll write Germany, and then Walmart India Limited. Okay, so which is obviously registered in India. So let's assume these are the 3 legal entities. This entity is registered in US, this entity is registered in Germany, and this entity is registered in according to India's Companies Act. So these 3 will become my legal entities. Okay, it is not necessary that in India I have only one legal entity. I can have another legal entity also with some other name. Okay, so let's say Walmart India Limited and Walmart Stores India Limited. So we have to check how many legal entities they have registered within India. I have to check how many legal entities they have registered. But in this example, we are considering there is a single entity in US, single entity in Germany, and single entity in India. So these 3 will become my legal entities, and these 3 legal entities in SAP, I have to create as company codes. Okay, so initially I'm just writing the normal conventions. I will copy this, and there we will be providing the